We are in the minute to win it, and as per tradition, I pass the keys over to Tom.
What up, guys? Minute to win it. Last weekend was SuperCon. It was a total blast. SuperCon's over. John already made this amazing background, as you can see. It's a Spooktober, guys. It's Scary-tober. I'm scared already. All these bats around me. It's haunting. But I'll tell you what, John went through his pile of comics that he got at SuperCon. I also bought all of these at SuperCon. We have a problem. Me and John both, and we might talk about that a little bit. But I'll tell you what, guys, if you missed out on SuperCon, the Midwest's best comic book convention, you truly did miss out. We had such a blast. I got to hang with John and Wednesday Comics and 605 Backlot, Captain Cup that you'll find streaming on Twitch, and Trippy Trav. Oh my God, Shane, and a shout out to everybody. The After Dark was so much fun, the best of all time. It was so much fun. And I see, Mark, you commented already. I want to say we missed you, dog, at this SuperCon. That was the only thing missing was our boy Mark up in that, up in that thing. So, but besides that, guys, it was like the best time ever. So minute to win it. You missed SuperCon, or maybe I saw you there. If I did, what up? If not, I'll see you guys at SuperCon 2022. You know what I'm saying, Johnny boy?
Speaking of saw him there, totally saw Mr. Tony. He was there as well. Good to see you, sir, in person. I think this is the first time we had a chance to meet in person because you moved out to Pierre, a little farther away. Also, Derek's checking in with us. What up, Derek? And you are the War Machine helmet that you were telling me about. So, Derek, it's nice to put a profile picture to an in-person face. So very happy to meet you, too. Now, Sergeant says he was dressed as a stormtrooper and snuck in. I don't know if I buy that. Do you buy that?
Definitely not. Because Sarge in a stormtrooper costume, I would still recognize his ass. So sorry, Sarge, can't sneak by me like that.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, brilliant. All right, well, I cannot top that at all. Let's open the show though, for Pete's sake. We're definitely in. Oh wow. Well, that happened too. Final comment sneaking in here from Mr. Aaron. Happy to hear SuperCon was great. I really need to make SuperCon 2022 a priority. Retromania is the theme, Aaron. So if you're feeling that 8-bit life and want to come hang with the 605 crew, more than welcome. We'd love to have you. It was a great time this year. It's going to be a great time next year for sure. Now we just got to see if we can get the comic book bears to fly out too.
Yeah, comic book bears. Come on, New 51. Visit the 605, baby.
There you go. But anyways, let's open the show and get going here. It's always funny, you guys, too, before you get going. Tom and I always say this will be a quick one, and then that's like the time that it's not, and it's the funniest thing ever. So this is the way the fates play. But without further ado, the best drum roll that a glass desk can muster. Hey, everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy, John on Demand, a.k.a. Chun-Li Buns. Right now, I'm ready to fight through some comics that we're going to talk about this evening. And, of course, you guys joined by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one. We are a comic book look proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. If you're in the Sioux Falls area, stop by and say howdy to the crew, including myself, at 42nd in Minnesota. And if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, stop by and say hi to the team there, too. Happy to help you with those comic book needs. It is October 6th. Yes, I had to look at my computer clock to get that date right because I am not on the ball. But I don't know about you, Tom, but we have both been living La Vida Loca with our schedules, so I'm going to give myself a break for that.
I know. Honestly, like post SuperCon, walking into the shop, it was a little quieter. Things were a little slowed down. The energy was a little bit low because I'll tell you what, we're all beat. But it didn't mean that there wasn't good comics. So, yeah, I feel you, dog. Yeah. John, you know what? I want to say every time we do the show now, the hair is getting better and better and better.
Why? Just
because I love it. I don't know. Maybe it's growing on me more. It's just like I just love.
Well, it's growing on me more. That's for sure.
Yeah, I guess true.
Lord. Yeah.
But yes, they look amazing. So, John, did you pick up some comics today, though?
I did. I absolutely did. Yeah, I picked up a lot of comics at SuperCon, and then today was just kind of that follow-up. And it just reminds me that I don't even think I've read last week's comic. So somewhere over here in this pile of things acquired, we'll get there someday. We're gonna get there someday. Yes.
Someday. So what did you, I know you picked up at SuperCon. How did that go for you, SuperCon, and finding comics? Did you find some good ones?
Yes. Yep. So overall, you guys, I had a blast. I did a whole video of my whole super haul on a Comic Book Look Facebook page. So definitely check that out, or our YouTube page. And it was a good time. Comic books of note that I got, JJ Comics and Art spoiled the heck out of me with some Pat Gleason Venoms that were signed by Pat Gleason, which I didn't know until after. I was just so enamored with the artwork that I was just so happy to get it. Mark Wagner had a couple of miscellaneous books set aside, including that. You remember that? I think it's like a Russian comic that's in all black light.
Yes.
He had a copy of that, and so Ken got it for me. And then Mark also had set aside for me Dark Seed from DC Comics versus Galactus, which I didn't know was a thing at all. And this was before that Almagam event where like Dark Claw and whatever Wonder Woman and Storm was, Amazon, those series came out. So it was really interesting.
Awesome, dude.
True interesting haul. But yeah, it was a good time. I got a ton of old X-Men books. I was hoping I had. Oh, I do have one. This is actually one. I'm going to cover up the price tag. I actually acquired this one from Rainbow just before SuperCon. So this is X-Men, and you'll notice the marking on there. John Nordstrom told me about the cancellation stamps that they used to do for old comics. Like, we're going to stamp it because now we're not going to sell it anymore, or whatever the case is. So this is issue 33 of Uncanny X-Men Volume 1.
Jack Kirby Stanley original, people, okay? The freaking godfathers of comics themselves, yeah. He's holding in that. And you can tell, I mean, as soon as he has the cover, that's Jack Kirby all the way. It's unbelievable.
Just covering the price tag, but it's a nice find. And I just was like, I haven't seen this particular issue before. I got several other issues from another shop that was in town at the show, Granite City Comics, because I just wanted to show some love to the regional shops that came in too, because it's hard. Even, like for Rainbow, we were like, okay, like we're going to cut our team in half and staff a booth and everything. And then for someone that's out of town like that, to bring all that stuff down that way, I just wanted to make sure to show them some love.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I definitely bought a huge stack from Rainbow, but I showed love to everybody. I just want I want them to continue to bring comics. And I know, as you do, that a Comic Con to a lot of people doesn't really mean comic books. It's about cosplay and all of this other stuff and movies and TV shows.
Video games, allegedly.
Yeah, video games, a bunch of losers.
No.
But, me and John like to still keep the comics in Comic Cons. So yeah, I do want to support all of those guys, and it was really good to see, some key issues for sale. So a bunch of CGC books. Shout out to our homie Derek, who had a bunch of graded books that were just absolutely phenomenal. And even he still has some Turtles graded books. So if you guys are in the look out for our boy Derek Magnus. Hit him up; he'll help you out. But yeah, man, it was a great time.
Yeah. Got a slew of comments sneaking in here. Tony writing in, I was Rorschach with the mask on, so no one knew it was me. True. And that was awesome. Matt checking in with us. What up, y'all?
Boy.
Justin hitting us with the Van Dam. And then let's see here. Falling down. Another Matt, y'all rock. Yeah. Followed by X-Men. Truth. And Tommy is saying, oh man, I didn't show you my Mankey Batman Who Laughs remark, did I? Which you did not, and I would love to see that. So do bring that in next time you're in the shop, sir.
Oh yeah.
And then, that's about it. A lot of exchange in the chat tonight. Kudos. Yay, all the participation. That's fun. But with that was SuperCon. And enough about me. Your experience was awesome, I'm assuming. I saw a little bit of you, Tom. We didn't even shoot any live video, you guys. Tom and I were just on the go.
I didn't even think about that until right now, John. Shit, man. Sorry, bro.
We were both just flying around, though, doing all the stuff.
Exactly. Exactly, man. No, I mean, I had an absolute blast. I had fun with the video game room. I have two partners in the video game room, Trav and Matt, who do even more than I do. I used to, run it with some other guys. Me and Trav always ran it, but me and Trav used to run it with some other guys. It's so much smoother now. I was able to enjoy the con way more than I normally do. I had so much fun. I picked up Mark's new zine, which I'm really
stoked about.
Yes. And yeah, man, I had an absolute blast, and I was even contemplating at this year, thinking like, man, I don't know how many more SuperCons I got in me working. It's always nonsensical in the background, and I just didn't find that this year. After the show, I'm writing on like 15 out of 10 in wanting to just jump right back in it. So I'm super stoked and can't wait for the next year.
Heck yeah. Well, that's awesome. Oh man. Well, with that, you guys, we are here to talk about new comic books. Tom, did you see the new Venom movie?
I haven't seen it yet. Have you?
Okay. I'm looking forward to talking about that with you.
Okay. I will see it by the time we record next. I will have seen it.
Yeah. And that might be an episode we do straight through our page.
Yeah. It's going to get feisty, folks.
It's going to get feisty. So keep an eye out, you guys. If you're not part of our Comic Book Look Facebook page, get in there because that's where the real magic happens. So, yes, it'll be fun. All good.
Good.
Cool. Well, let's chop it up on some books. You mentioned you got a couple more, so I'm going to let you take gold medal here and go first.
All right. I, of course, new comic book day, went into Rainbow, got my stack. We will get to those. But I also got a new drop from Strangers. Strangers is an indie comics distribution place that Mark Wagner showed me from Instagram. Here's his zine right here. So let's pop into two of those that I got. I got Prismatic Man. Look at this thing. It's very, very... it looks like some hard sci-fi type of really line drawings only, outer space, very few words. Looks really, really cool. I saw some previews from this guy, so I just went hard and I bought a bunch of his stuff. So I have this book, and then I got this other one where he has Decadence University Press. I don't know what that is, if that's something that he prints under, but there's not any explanation. It just goes right into a quote, and then right into a book with no words, with really beautiful art. So really stoked to get through both of these, pick them up through Strangers.
Heck yeah. I don't even know how I can follow that. I'm actually kind of intrigued about that one with the lines. That was cool.
Yeah, it's a weird book for sure. And big shout out to Mark Wagner for showing me.
Yeah, the way. This is the way. This is the way. All right. Well, straight from DC Black Label, The Nice House on the Lake. And I feel like when I've talked about this in the past, I might have said The Last House on the Lake. So if I bipped it, you guys, I apologize. We're on book 5. This is the strangest and most awesome thing I've ever read. I was really eyeballing that B cover because it was so colorful, but I can't say no to the shooting stars and the telescope. I really, really liked it. Oh my gosh. You guys put this down the calendar.
And honestly, I was going to take that other one, but Nordstrom had already put this in my pile, so I was like, I'm pot committed.
Yeah. So overall, this is a series that I feel like I should stop reading, or that I need to go back and read through all together, because there's so much going on and so many nuances and things to make note of with each of these characters. And it's so interesting. So I'm huge on world building and character development. They've got a whole deck of cards going on here of people. So it's a lot, but it's a lot of fun. So I don't know. I think that I'm probably going to binge read it all together afterwards, but I'm still probably going to read it when it comes out because I'm enjoying it. So.
Yeah, man, I like it. I mean, I've talked so highly about it. I mean, I don't just like it. I mean, that's a huge understatement. I love it. It's probably my top 3 books right now. It's for me. I like the thing of like hanging on for another week, but you're totally right. It's super dense. It has 8 or 9. I guess we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Has 10 different characters. They all have equal play. It's hard to balance 10 characters right away within this book, but each one of the characters is represented by one of these symbols. We're unlocking these different mysteries. Have you read the last issue yet, John?
Yes. Yep.
So I thought it was a bombshell when they kind of realized that they don't really know how they got there. One guy kind of knows, and some shit is starting to really fall down. So I'm super jacked for this issue because I got to know
what else is going on. Yeah.
So even though maybe I get confused between characters sometimes to keep all of that straight, I am loving yeah, you know, like it'd be hard to keep all the backstory straight with this guy who put all these people here, their relationships, the relationships with each other, how they were asked. That's really hard to know exactly what's going on, but you get the gist that this group of friends was brought here to this house. They cannot leave. Anything they want, they can put in a notebook and it appears. And it sounds like they might be in like the Matrix or some shit now. So who knows what's going on? Gotcha.
I'm excited too, and yeah, we'll see how it goes because it has potential to be really freaking awesome. And if you guys aren't checking this out, though, issue 5's it's not the end of the world to pick up those first 4 issues. Give it a whirl. It's a lot going on, but man, it's worth it. It's a hearty meal, is the way I see it when I think of it in comparison to some of the other one and dones that we read. You know, this is fun. This is a fun one.
Agreed.
You're up.
All right. I got 2 more from Decadence University Press. This is still from Strangers. One little bit, these are a little bit smaller, but this one's shorter. This one's called Wood Hall, and it is just looks like a person, the same type of line drawing going through here, no word bubbles, gonna tell me a little tale. So just a quaint little book, and it was pretty cheap. And then this one is actually pretty long, so I'll have to get through this one as well. But yeah, same artist. Looks like he just picks a colorful print, and then that really puts off. It almost looks like a how-to pamphlet for a mechanical industry machine that you have to put through, but ends up being a comic. So I just like the design, the look, and the vagueness of it all.
Heck yeah. How do I follow those up? I mean, for real. I got a strange one here. So this is something I normally wouldn't get. This is a John Nordstrom recommendation right here. So the comic book sensei says, read it. And I say, okay. I say, how soon? Are You Afraid of Darkseid? #1 from DC. This is total Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes. They're all around a campfire. I love the back with the DC logo and the fire. It's pretty sweet. So we'll see how it goes. Artwork and everything looks really sick upon initial flip through. I love me some Halloween, obviously. So I'm going to definitely try it out and we'll see. But yeah, New 52 or New 51, be proud of me for trying this out. Team DC. Do it.
Team DC. Whoop,
do it.
All right. Cool, man. All right. I'll go with my last. I guess I got 3 books from Strangers still, so I'll just do those all at once. These are my last books that I got through the Strangers distro. Sludgy, I've read all the rest. This is like the cutest character ever, but it's still dark and funny. The art is really, really good, and it has this very, very good cartooning. And this is our main character, Sludgy, here. And I mean, it's absolutely great. I think
Casper.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Casper guy vibes, except he's made of sludge, and he can like duplicate himself, and he can like if somebody gets in sludge, they die, and he can this bunch of weird shit. But it's really good. I absolutely love it. Next up is Strangers, their own book that they're doing, Shoney Glassware. This is a real indie type of comic, not the best art by any means, but it's funny storytelling, it's smart writing, and then it ends up being a great time. And I read one other book by these guys, or by this guy, and it was really good. And then my last one was I picked up on a whim, was the Onat. I don't know, some sort of like wrestler or superhero guy, but I thought the art was really fun and cool, so I took a chance on it. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are looking for a little more weirder comics that you're not going to always find through Diamond, then you can always you should check out Strangers on Instagram. They have some real weird stuff that you can't really find anywhere else.
Well, I again am not truly able to follow up with that, but I'm still on the DC train. We got Arkham City, The Order of the World, issue 1 of 6. I went with that flying flashy B cover.
Ooh, nice.
It just looks really sick. Looking forward to reading this. It just really looks like fun. And I don't know. You know how I feel about Gotham. So.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yep.
No, that looks good. I got this one right here. This was a new book this week. I saw an ad for it, and I just, it looks like a badass crime story. So, A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. I mean, that's a pretty hardcore title. It's like that's a Steven Seagal movie or some shit from the late 80s, early 90s. So, I was like, yeah, I'm going to check it out. Let's get into it. Number one image, giant generator. So that's Rick Remender. You guys know I'm liking Rick Remender on that book where he's a shithead, Scumbag, where he's a scumbag. I'm really liking that right now. So let's pick up some more Rick Remender.
Well, not up to that caliber, but super excited to read it. This has gotten a lot of buzz at the shop. So this came recommended from, I want to say, Derek, actually. So this is interesting. Marvel Darkhold the Alpha. I went with the variant edition.
I saw this. This looks kind of cool, huh? There was a bunch of cool covers for it. What is this? What's the premise on this?
Looks like she's hanging out with Doom. We got some Avengers cameos. I'm just flipping through it. I don't know what's actually going on. And then skipping to the end here, it looks like there will be an issue 2 of some sort. So cool.
Yeah, definitely cool. I mean, it even piqued my interest, even though I'm not really reading that kind of stuff right now. I was like, oh, maybe should I grab this? The art's cool. Looks like it's something different. So yeah, nice work, Marvel. I got one last book. It is Bag Rapture, Oni Press. This is a John Nordstrom recommendation. Looks like a dope cover. So sure, giving it a shot. Let's see what it's like. I don't know. I don't even know what it's about. Don't know anything about it. Bet I like it though.
Boom. Can't really follow that one up, but I'll do my best.
What do you mean here. You can't? All of the ones you followed up with today were great comics that you can follow. This is a book that I don't even know anything about. It could be garbage. It could be like the worst book ever. Your book that you're following up was probably going to be the best book ever.
I mean, it is.
See?
It is. I'm just kidding. But I don't know yet. So this is Star Wars Adventures Ghost of Vader's Castle, issue number 3. So I have this sinking suspicion that I might be a couple of issues behind, like in a really bad way, because I know I have purchased 1 and 2, which tells me how many weeks am I behind. Let's put that into perspective for a minute, because I don't think I've read any of that yet. So that just tells me you can't even see my desk right now. It's that bad. So that's a situation in itself. Are you done with all your books?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm sorry, man, but I want to see. I want to let that X-Men train rip and roll.
All right, so I will fly through mine really quick here.
Take your time. I want to hear about them.
From Boom Studios, you guys, we got issue 12 of Mighty Morphin. So Power Rangers still holding it strong. Again, if you're not reading both series right now, highly recommend it. If you're a Power Rangers fan, I've had a couple of customers in the past couple of weeks express that they do want to get on board and where to start. We actually ordered in some of the trades for some of the initial Power Rangers series. So we do have trade paperbacks available in the trade section at Rainbow. Those just came in last week. So certainly an option. On the X-Men trade side of things, Hellions issue 16. Looking forward to see what's going on here. I think this might be towards the conclusion of this series. We'll find out. Excalibur issue 24. I went with this rad anime version. I mean, Jubilee just looks like it just made me giggle a little bit.
Oh,
so I was like, I love to go with
those. That Pretty Boy Gambit at the top, looking good.
X-Men issue 3. So this one actually, technically, I think came out a week or 2 ago, but we got shorted on the A cover, so finally got that. New Mutants number 22. So it was an X day. This cover was really interesting because it's a Shadow King, and then it's all the different characters inside in white. I thought that was a really cool layout, actually.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then finally on the DC side of things, Batman issue 114 with that Fear State event. Dr. Jonathan Crane, running Sioux Falls, running Gotham, bringing that fear. And I don't know. It's a fun event. I highly recommend it. I am not taking the Dark Reign approach and buying all of the books that say Fear State on it, but I am sticking to my core titles, and I am absolutely loving them. So that is what I picked up this week, good sir.
Dude, that's an onslaught at the end there, man. Yeah, so that Batman, that's like an event going on right now in Batman?
Yep.
Nice, dude. And it has to do with Halloween or something, huh? Because it's
it's dealing with fear and how can Gotham better itself if we push them over the brink, kind of thing. And it's pretty dark stuff as always, but
yeah.
I'm always rooting for that Scarecrow. So.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, because I picked up that Fables book in with Batman. And I haven't read Batman in a while, except for Batman Black and White. And dude, that Fables book, not my cup of tea. I just thought it was
not your thing.
I was reading it and I was like, I bet there's a good Batman book out right now. And I picked up and I'm reading one that's not good one. Like, how dumb.
Oh no. Well, hopefully you'll get a good book. But if you need a really good
it's
book,
okay because I read hundreds of other great comics that I like to have some stinkers in there every once in a while. And so do you. You can tell by that last Star Wars book or whatever, Ghost Alpha issue 3 that you haven't read. I'm sure that one's not the best book either. You don't know.
The Ghost of Vader's Castle? Are you kidding?
But maybe it is. Maybe it could be
the best book
Marvel's ever produced.
I have no idea. Matt's jumping in here. I got to get something to talk about. Haha. Which is true, you guys. Meet Matt. He's going to be guesting on our show. No pressure. Gotta step up that comic book. You know what we need to do, Tom? Focus on comic books that pertain to video games.
That's right, which we easily could. I mean, I was reading a Far Cry book for a while. I had a Cyberpunk book. So yeah.
What is it? Zero Dawn Horizon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a video game.
Yep. But you got it.
Oh my god. We should totally do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, you guys, we are going to shut it down. Tom has a garage to clean, and Ken and I have some What If to watch. So it is just a busy Wednesday night here for us. Party don't stop until we hit the hay. But we will be back with you next week for sure with more new comics, and we'll save the world. Anything else, Tom, before I shut it down? I'm off my groove. I am off of it. I'm off the groove. Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay, right? I mean, we rode so high at SuperCon that you need to have that chill week,
Yeah. Shout out to Wednesday Comics, by the way, for having us on that panel with Phil Hester. That was a big deal. Shout out to Doug Yankee. That was awesome to talk to him.
John was on the same team as Phil Hester.
And we won.
Phil Hester from the comic books. Maybe you heard of him.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for next year. But anyways, you guys, we are a Comic Book Look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. If you're in the Sioux Falls area, stop by and see us, 42nd and Minnesota Avenue. If you're in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, stop by, see our team there. We're happy to help you with those comic book needs. If you are watching this on YouTube, consider joining our Facebook group, A Comic Book Look, to continue that conversation and to see our spicy review of the Venom movie, which I'm sure Tom might have some similar sentiments to myself.
Oh, boy. But
we will not go into that here, and we will save that for a future time.
We'll find out soon.
Yes. I hope you guys have an excellent evening, and thank you so much for tuning in. Participation was through the roof tonight, and we appreciate you guys to the moon and back. Until next time, you guys know the drill. As always, keep it comics for sure, man.